We have more questions tonight about the Beacon Apartments in Rocky Hill. State officials are taking another look at the property because people who live there continue to report problems. Fox 61's Priscilla Meza talked to a man who was about to call the Beacon home until he saw what was happening there.
After seeing a report on conditions at the Beacon this month, Austin Villos says he started questioning whether he should move in. He had already been approved for an apartment and put down $300.
But
all
did
of
they
these,
trespass me?
huh? Well, here's the deal.
Yeah.
If you're saying that you don't want to move forward with
Yeah.
the application process, then yes, they'd like to have you trespass.
So if I want to proceed, they're not going to trespass me and let me continue going. But if I don't, they're going to trespass me. They took us on a tour, and then everything was great. We got approved. I applied. We put down $300. And then I saw a news report and I was quite concerned with what I had seen.
Austin says he also contacted the Rocky Hill mayor's office for more information because he was preparing to put down about $4,000 to move in. He says he returned to the leasing office with questions including whether he could see the actual unit he was expected to move into.
And I wanted to make sure that everything was as it should be. She refused. I asked to see something else, just other than the show apartment that they have online.
Austin says he also asked whether his lease could include a provision allowing him to break the 13-month lease if he experienced the same problems reported by current residents. He says that request was denied.
Then I asked for a full refund of the money that we had put down to apply here, to which they completely refused.
Austin says the conversation escalated when he took out his phone to record. He says police were called and he was eventually removed from the property.
At this point, I didn't want to continue with the lease any further, so they did trespass me from the property.
Austin says he had heard concerns about the complex before, but was assured those problems had been addressed.
And they said that they invested $3 million into the property. That none of those issues were still a thing. I just believed and trusted them to be honest as a business. And I feel lied to, I feel betrayed, I feel defrauded by this company, Two Coasts.
A spokesperson for the Beacon says the company has been working with the Attorney General and residents for months to address damage from last winter's storms. The company says all parties have satisfied the requirements of the February agreement, including repairing storm damage and addressing issues that date back to before the current owners purchased the property. The spokesperson says the company will continue to invest in the Beacon to ensure it remains an option for the people who want to live in Rocky Hill. The concerns at the Beacon luxury apartments come after a February crisis that forced more than 2,000 people out of their apartments because of pipe bursts, flooding, sprinkler problems, and a loss of heat and hot water. The first agreement with property owner JRK Property Holdings provided up to $5.1 million in financial assistance to eligible tenants. But State Attorney General William Tong says problems have continued to be reported. That's why a second agreement now requires a neutral third-party inspector to conduct quarterly inspections and develop a remediation plan.
What kind of issues would I have had if I did continue to lease here? Would I have had sewage backing up, which current residents are experiencing? Would we have experienced package theft, which is a known problem here, per the police officers?
The agreement also calls for improvements to plumbing, heating, HVAC, elevators, building locks, and other health and safety concerns. The agreement also requires more communication with residents, including quarterly meetings with tenants and the town, and updates on issues like water leaks, elevator malfunctions, and hot water outages. In Rocky Hill, Priscilla Meza, Fox 61.